Hey guys, what's up? This is Kyle here. This is a topic I kind of want to just put out in the air, a question or a thought pretty much for you guys out there. After making my quote-unquote rant slash response video to Wrestling Jesus the other day about CM Punk, it really got me to thinking, what do wrestling fans really want out of wrestling? Because there are a lot of wrestling fans, I mean a lot, that kind of have the mindset of a Wrestling Jesus or, just the average wrestling fan where it's like nothing in wrestling satisfies them. It's like, wrestling fans just bitch and moan about so much stuff. It's like they're never satisfied. And a great portion of those wrestling fans are the internet wrestling community, which is despised very much. It's like wrestling fans, they bitch and moan about John Cena being the champion, 10, 12 times. I'm one of them. I will admit that. Now that we finally have somebody become a world champion in CM Punk, people bitch and moan about him and saying he's too small or he's a boring champion. Just be glad that it's someone different. People bitched and moaned about Mark Henry last year, when he was gunning for the world title, finally became a world champion. People bitched and moaned about that, mostly the internet wrestling community. But they did. People bitched and moaned about when Eddie Edwards won the world title before Richards. Now that Davey Richards is the world champion, people are now saying Davey Richards is the John Cena of Ring of Honor. People bitch and moan and say that indie wrestling, that if they look at a wrestling product and if it doesn't have 20,000 butts and seats and it doesn't have colorful, multicolored lights and pyrotechs and all the bright lights and different, smoke and mirrors effect, that it sucks. That company and their wrestlers and their roster, it sucks, and they're not on par with this company and their talent and this and that, or you just won't even give indie wrestling a chance because you only see, the quality of the product may not be like that of a WWE or TNA. Wrestling fans bitch and moan about that. And it's just to the point where it's like, I just want to ask you guys the question: what from wrestling do you enjoy? What is it that you want to get out of wrestling? Now, I'll be the first one to tell you, I've made tons of written videos on things that I might not like and see in wrestling, whether it be from WWE, TNA especially, because, my God, they give you enough reasons to make 100 rant videos a week on them just alone. Ring of Honor, certain decisions, things I've seen and decisions that they've made, I will give my opinion about and express my dislike or my distaste towards certain decisions and things being done in any wrestling company or organization. But at the end of the day, because I am a wrestling fan, my enjoyment for wrestling still and always outweighs my disappointments or my letdowns in professional wrestling. I did a rant video late last year during Bound for Glory when TNA screwed Bobby Roode out of winning the title when he was supposed to, but I read that politics was being played into it due to Hulk Hogan. Yes, I made a rant video about that. That was something I did not like, and it pissed me off to the point, along with other stuff that TNA has promised and they always fallen through on. I took a hiatus from TNA for like a month and a half, going back and watching TNA get in the product and seeing how Bobby Roode has progressed as since being world champion. I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying it much better now. For TNA, I'm enjoying the Bobby Roode, James Storms, the build of those two, that they're finally giving these guys a chance and the rivalry. I'm interested in it. Austin Aries. I'm finally glad that TNA is, they're putting the spot on somebody who really deserves, the accolades and, the spotlight and the TV time that he deserves, in Austin Aries. Bully Ray. I was like everyone else when Bully Ray first started his solo career, right at the moment, like, oh my God, he's a tag wrestler. But you know what? Since being on his own for like that past, year and a half, Bully Ray has improved and it's like one of the top heels in TNA, if not, I would say in current wrestling right now. WWE. WWE has their hot moments and their cold periods. Right now, they're at a hot stage. Right now, they're in a hot moment with the return of Brock Lesnar. From after even The Rock. Rock and John Cena going to WrestleMania. That was a hot thing. That was a hot period during there. I enjoy. I enjoy it. And so, like I said, I'm not trying to say that, if you're an indie wrestling fan, that if you're someone who just watches mainstream wrestling, but you don't give a crap about indie wrestling, that's fine. I'm not saying that as a wrestling fan, you should have that you shouldn't, have your thoughts or your opinions on what you like and what you dislike about certain wrestling products, and that you cannot express your dislike towards, a wrestling product. I'm not saying that you're free to express yourself, but it's just like with a lot of wrestling fans, current wrestling fans of today, it's like nothing ever satisfies them. Wrestling fans today, the attention span is so short when it comes to wrestlers. It's like today, they're on the bandwagon of CM Punk. Tomorrow, they jump on Dolph Ziggler's back. 2 weeks after that, they jump on Randy Orton's back. The week after that, they jump on The Miz's back, and so on and so forth. It's like, when is there going to be some consistency? When are, and it is, and at some point, it is the talent's job to, get the fans to like them and to attract us to them. That is part of their job, but also part of elevating that superstar and help make the superstar better is to be invested into that superstar. And it's like us today, wrestling fans in particular, at least when it comes to mainstream wrestling, they're not really loyal and faithful, to wrestlers. They jump on the bandwagon with one seems like it's getting hot, and then they jump on the next one, then they jump on the next. No one was even on the bandwagon or even gave a care in the world about Daniel Bryan when Daniel Bryan became World Heavyweight Champion. Didn't like him at all. Since the whole 18-second thing at WrestleMania, he's over now. People are like, yes. And I'm glad D. Bryan is over, but I'm also kind of scared because it's like, how long is this going to last? Because knowing the attention span of a lot of WWE fans in particular, how long will the Yes Chance last? How long will the interest in Daniel Bryan last? So I'm glad he's over, finally, and I think he deserves it, but I'm also kind of scared, knowing how WWE fans are. So I'm just not, so I'm not saying, coming on there and saying that, you should watch TNA only, WWE only, or just indie wrestling only. If you're someone who watches mainstream wrestling, TNA and WWE only, that's fine. If you watch indie wrestling only, that's fine. If you're someone like me who enjoys all of wrestling, and, you watch everything, mainstream and independent, that's even better. But I'm just kind of want to just pose the question to a lot of these wrestling fans, because it's like nothing makes you happy, for the most part, most wrestling fans. Does the current wrestling product suck compared to 15 years ago? Yes. But at the end of the day, you got to move forward. It's like you got to move on with the times. If you can't sit back and try to find something to enjoy in current wrestling today with the current wrestlers we have today, then what's the point of even watching wrestling? It's like you might as well just join the rest of those fans who only watched the wrestling when it was hot during the Attitude Era and then left to go watch UFC. It's kind of like, it's like a catch-22. It's like, you got to pick or choose here. So I'm not, trying to force my opinions or anything or anyone else, but I just kind of want to get my thoughts on this topic. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. What are your expectations of wrestling? What do you want to get out of wrestling? What do you enjoy? It doesn't have to be, out of, a 2-hour show of Raw or a 2-hour show of Impact Wrestling. It may not be the whole 2-hour span of something that you may enjoy the product. It may be, 2 or 3 things out of the 2 hours span that you may enjoy, a certain segment or a certain promo. But what are your expectations as a wrestling fan for wrestling, independent and mainstream? What do you want out of wrestling? Leave your thoughts and your opinions in the comment box below. Comment, subscribe, and once again, I'm not forcing my opinions off for anybody. Like I said, you have a right to choose what you like, what you don't like, what you want to watch, what you don't want to watch. But I just kind of get this thought out there, just toss it up in the air, a penny for your thoughts, so to speak. Leave your thoughts. Peace.